Hey everybody, good morning. What's going on, Rand Wolf? Matthew, good morning. Johnny B, rules. Hope everyone is well today. New month, let's do this thing, baby. Matthew's waiting to see, or asking whether this is one channel, 2 legs down that are played out. That's a good question. Play around with that a little bit. So I would favor one channel here. I tend to agree with Johnny. We'll see if the EMA rejects prices, but if it's a big channel like this, we're just kind of hanging out in the middle here. Nothing's really been confirmed. We just have one touch at the bottom. That's kind of it. 2 touches at the top. We need one more touch at the top. We need a couple more touches at the bottom. We're just kind of hanging out in the middle. So I would favor the shorter, tighter channel to begin with. And then if we continue to reject off the EMA, that's when we can do the larger one. Hey, Pepe. Thank you. I appreciate that. Actually, I was just spending time with family yesterday. I was sick on last week. Yesterday I was just gone because of family. But yeah, I am feeling better. It's a little cold going around. Nothing crazy. Trying to stay on Friday. Trying to stay ahead of it. I was fine, like kind of right at the initial stages, getting sick. If I can just rest and recoup, then it shortens the whole lifespan of the cold. Whereas if I try to push through, then we're talking about like a couple weeks where I'm just sick. So try to get ahead of that. Let's check out the old Nasdaq. This looks like pretty much the same deal. One channel going down. Already has a break in new theme. If we continue to reject off the, and maybe we can for a larger channel, but you're already above that. Nothing bad. Looks a little bit more confirmed than on ES. We have 1, 2, almost 3 touches in the bottom. This rejects right around here. We'll definitely keep it up. But so far, it looks like we're just cutting straight through that area. Hey, Toad, thank you. Yeah, so we're just kind of slicing through that area. Above the EMA. I don't know that I'm going to play that wider channel. I think we'll keep the narrow one to break a new low. Hey Matthew, unfortunately I did not get to trade on Friday. I skipped the morning session. That's when a lot of the great setups were. I think maybe I got one in the I don't think I did get one in the afternoon. Unfortunately, there was a lot of fantastic setups to begin the day with though. Yeah, I hope y'all took advantage of that. It was a bummer too, because it would have been at least 3 setups during the stream. That would have been a fun one to trade together. But that happens. Yesterday was kind of the opposite. I took the day off and then looked back at the chart and was like, okay, I don't think I would have taken this trade all day long. So yeah, totally. Yesterday looked pretty mind-numbing. Yeah, this would be the level here where prices would have to turn down in order to consider this larger channel. I don't think that's going to happen. We're already above the EMA. The Nasdaq continues up. We'll see. If we turn down here and the EMA is respected, I'll consider putting this wide channel on. Otherwise, I think we're just going to bounce here. I'm going to get this channel ready, have it copied just in case we turn down here. Yeah, I got it copied. It's in the background, ready to throw up if we start respecting that area. Hello again, Daily Grind. Welcome. Good morning. Good to see a nice talkative crew here before market open. I love it. Hey, Steve T. The Nasdaq has a tiny little break of the uptrend here. Maybe get a new high and then head back down. We'll see. Yes, still in the channel. 12 minutes now to open. And also, what do we got today? We have ISM Manufacturing and Jolts today at 10 a.m. Half hour after market open. So those will definitely be market moving news items. We'll have to be flat for those. Hopefully this overnight movement is some indication that we'll have a decent day. Although I guess that happened yesterday too. There was quite a bit of movement overnight and then nada. But you kind of just never really know. Never really can tell if it's going to be a chop day or a good moving trend day until the market opens and things start cranking. One of those things, you just always got to show up and see what the market presents you. There are still opportunities in choppy days, you know. I mean, I was looking at the chart yesterday. There's definitely a couple trades you could have taken. Had to be a little bit more patient and selective and sit through some chop, but that's the game, man. That's how it goes. Well, as you're coming in, as always, if you appreciate the stream, if you enjoy trading together, please give it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already as well. And if you don't like the stream, that's fine too. I would love feedback, ways that we can make it better. If Gary was here, he'd say play Tool instead of lo-fi hip-hop. Yo, I think we're back. Sorry about that circle of death. Which, by the way, that is has some computer problems going on, unfortunately. I have a Falcon trading computer and it's freezing, kind of sucks, but they've been really cool in support and they're sending me a new one while they fix my computer, so that should be arriving here today, I believe. We should have that addressed ASAP. kind of funny too. Hey guys, how can I improve the stream? Boom, computer crashes, stream freezes. There's one thing. I can't get. There it is. Playing the right charts here. Okay, boom. And I'm back to the ES, and let's see what's going on here. 2 minutes to market open. We got a tight channel that already has a break and new low. And our upwards channel has a slight tiniest of breaks right here and almost a new high. That might be all the correction we're getting. We'll just have to wait and see. Over on the Nasdaq, the correction says definite break, looking towards a new high. But we'll see if that is all the correction we're going to get or if something larger is going to happen. I think we're going to rock it up here on the open. Just a guess. Get up and fill that overnight gap. Got about 10 seconds to the open here, guys. All right, let's see how that EMA does. Could draw this slightly wider and maybe we're still expecting a new high. NQ hard drop for sure, below the EMA. Yes, staying above the EMA here. Might get a new high really quick before we correct back down. Yep, looks like we will push up to a new high. Might even have a second entry long here. The Nasdaq's dropping again below the EMA. The second entry long isn't even touching the moving average. There's the second entry, if you're bold enough to trade right off the open here. Oh my gosh, that was a huge bar. You would have had to play the engulfing entry there. From here, pull back. First entry, pull back. You really had to enter one tick above this bar right as it blew through it. Pretty decent little setup though. How big was that signal bar? If you, yeah, you definitely had to play the engulfing. This is way too high up, and 14 ticks of risk, so you really had to play that bar. Had some good movement, but yeah, I don't really like engulfing entries. This bar wasn't quite touching the EMA. Would have liked to see it happen lower. If this bar would have ended right around here, closed closer to the EMA, I would have tried to take that, but kind of blasted up there. Yep, and we have a divergence in the markets. It appears ES is a lot stronger than the NQ right now. You kind of gradually working its way down here. Maybe have a breakout here in a minute. There it goes. And now we are testing the 100 period moving average. We'll probably get 2 legs here of a measured move. Expect prices to come up and test this area here around 4607. That'll also be right around this level. We might get some sort of range. Nasdaq still struggling to make a new high of this bullish move here. We have a first entry short. Second entry short failure might have been good right there, but we're kind of above the EMA now. Maybe if we can pull back and get one more bar right here. Might be a worthy consideration. Yeah, move too high now. That trade. Back on the ES, we were coming up on that measured move. Nasdaq does have that failed second entry long now. Already come up, so we already made a new high here though on this bar, so can't trust it anymore. Channel working up, break, new high. We would expect to go down. Still might work, but it's a lower probability now that we already got the new high. Back on the ES, really close to that measured move. So a couple ticks away from the measured move. Looks like we're gonna start moving down now. If we get a failed second entry long, I'd be interested in that. Of course, it has to happen below the EMA. We have a pullback here. First entry. We can get through the EMA, get one more entry and a nice bearish bar. I'd consider taking that short. Don't want the EMA to offer any support though. Start building support around here. Yeah, we're above the EMA. Here's the second entry long. Can't take it. At this point, I would actually consider a long if the EMA holds. So we have that first entry, second entry. If it can hold again and give a higher low above the EMA, I might consider that. We do have the possibility here of a wider channel. Would need prices to come back quite a bit to give that higher low. Gotta happen right around here for me to consider. All right, let's see what this bar looks like. Come on, baby. Touch the EMA. Let's go. Want it to go a little bit farther down and touch that EMA. Yeah, I can't take that doji. Still got one more chance here. Let's see how this next bar forms. Nice, I like where this bar is headed. If this can finish green, I'm gonna take it. Now don't launch up on me here. Gotta stay right around here. 9 ticks is good. I don't want it to get too much more than that. 10 ticks is fine. All right, I'll take a chance on that one. High or low after the second entry long. See if it triggers. Come on, man. Trigger the trade. Let's go. This next bar is an inside bar and it doesn't trigger. I'm going to hold off. Got 300 ticks to get into it. Oh. Did not trigger. Gonna hold off. Market is showing some indecision. But this bar could be good. We still could tick lower. Finish green. I still like that setup. And now the Nasdaq is working higher while ES kind of squanders around here in the middle. Okay, let's see where this bar goes. This could finish nice and bullish, and we'll take it. Maybe we drop here. Ready just in case this finishes a really nice looking bar. I don't expect it, but it could happen. No, I can't take that bearish doji either. Context is really good. We have a nice looking uptrend that needs a new high. But along with context, you need the right bars that give a high probability of success. We just have not had that. This could be like a visual second entry. Pullback, first entry, pullback, second entry. Would definitely need a higher low to confirm though. We're below the EMA now. We might also just have a larger correction going on here. Okay, so here's that visual second entry. Pull back first entry, pull back second entry. Need a higher low confirmation, and then we can trade this. Also need prices for the EMA to hold prices as well. We continue to trade below the EMA, not a great sign for the bulls. Yeah, not great that that last candle closed below the EMA, but get a really nice looking higher low. Might have to take it. It's kind of a doji. Closed below the EMA. I can't justify that. Bummer. I was ready to jump on that trade if it had closed above the EMA, but we came back below. Not a great sign. On the Nasdaq, kind of just chopping around here. Like we have a bearish channel coming down this way. On the ES here, we have that higher low. We're maybe pushing above the EMA. And we could get a failed second entry short. Pull back first entry. Pull back. If we get one more entry short that turns bullish, I like that. We still have this channel that has a break. We're expecting a new high to be formed. We're just needing the right setup to trade it. But we do have news hitting here in about 10 minutes. That's one. This would need to happen very quickly. We don't want to trade this right on the news. Sensational. What's up? Possible down channel playing out. Yeah, we could have like a larger one for sure. I would tend to favor a bit shorter term, so we're more bullish than bearish. Morning, Seymour. Okay, let's see this tick below. Finish strong. That would be our failed second entry short. Okay, this is pretty decent here. Hopefully it doesn't blast off without us. Already at 11 ticks. I can't take it any higher. It really has to close around here. Maybe with a limit. I might consider a limit. No doji is gonna do. Has to be a nice bar here. Yeah, can't do that. More or less a doji. Starting to get a little choppy, a little congested in here. We got news in 7 minutes. The wise thing to do would just to be to hold off and wait for the news cycle to go through. Wait for the algos to run their course. And then we'll see what forms after that. On the NAS, we definitely have a break and new low of that down channel here. Break low. Overall, it's just been quite choppy on the Nasdaq. Compared to the ES, it looks a lot more range-like down there. ES has pretty decent movement today, really. Definitely some congestion the last hour, but aside from that, some nice up and down movement. Our failed second entry short just triggered. And of course, because we skipped it, it'll probably work out. That's just kind of how it goes. Now the context, I mean, news can do anything, right? We could just rock it down or up, but context-wise, we are expecting prices to get to at least right here. We had this channel with the break. Expect to get a new high right around here. Slowly working ourselves up that way. Interesting, Johnny. A channel from yesterday. Let's take a gander. Oh, a range. Yeah. Yeah, this definitely does look like a range from yesterday. We have a failed second entry short that just triggered on the 10K as well. Pull back. First entry short. Actually, no. We haven't had a second entry yet. Here's our second pullback. Need one more entry to the short side, and then that would be second entry short. Failed second entry short. Also, second entry long. Looking like it might happen here on the 10K. With this channel needing a new high. Basically the same thing we got going over here. Minute and a half till news. Alright, definitely should be flat here. So if you are in a trade which blows it down, we have about 30 seconds to the news and it could get a little interesting here. You can see price is already starting to get a little whippy. There we go. There's our news. Imagine if you did not keep track of when news releases were gonna happen. Like, could you imagine? Maybe if all of us have been there at one point or another, like, why the heck are we getting this massive candle right now? Oh, always important to be aware of when the news announcements are. Here's for anyone out there, here's the site I use. It has pretty well laid out. Yeah, the price action did work out nice, Toad. Got that new high we were looking for, but got whipped around in the process. So if you would have, you know, played the failed second entry short, for example, you'd get stopped out there before it went up. So that's what can happen on news. You get stopped out and then it goes where you originally thought anyway. But sometimes it can really disrupt price action. All of a sudden you'll get a big drop out of nowhere when you're expecting it to buy. Toad's not even doing medium probability trading anymore, just no holds bars. Why not? YOLO trading, YOLO probability. Now we definitely have a new high of this uptrend here. So we'll see where prices go from here. We can expect somewhat of a correction. The Nasdaq just looking terrible. What a choppy mess. If you're playing this little mini range, you know, maybe you could take a chance on this bar right here. Now it's at the midline, so you don't want to even risk that. Just junk, nasty price action. Still moving up here, even after that new high. Throwing this on just for the possibility we could have a little spike in change. Nasdaq had a nice little break out of the range. Somewhat of a bullish bias here with higher lows, higher highs as well. We'll see if our little secondary channel holds any weight. Looks pretty well confirmed on the top. Ooh, big move down. Ready to abandon the secondary channel. Still could work here if we get a nice bounce. On the Nasdaq, we might have second entry long opportunity. We hold the top of this range here. At our first entry here, if we could get one more pullback and hold the top of the range, I like that trade. Nice. I like that we're holding above the EMA and the range here. Over on the ES, still kind of struggling below the EMA, but possibility for sure for a second entry long. See if the Nasdaq can pull back, and oh man, it's going up without us, isn't it? Okay, let's see what we got on the ES here. We have our first entry. Waiting for that second entry. This could be good here. Pullback first entry. We need one more pullback that holds the EMA. We can consider taking that. Back below the EMA here, not a great sign. Might have a better opportunity here on the Nasdaq. As kind of occurring up here in the middle of nowhere. It's got to be right around here. Turns green. I think I like it. No dice. One last bar here. If we can get above the EMA and hold green, I'll take a chance. ES continues to drop. Nothing there. Oh dang, pushing up here on the Nasdaq. Would be the second entry long. We've gone so far down though. Still not giving up on this secondary channel here. We could easily get 2 legs of correction here and then a move back above the EMA towards a new high. This is our first break of this channel. But we are just rocketing lower. That last channel would have been valid. We would have seen a push up around that level. But we're continuing to drop. Steve, no, I haven't done any back testing with the EMA crosses. I mean, in general, you know, obviously if you have 2 EMAs and the shorter one crosses the longer one, that's bullish, and vice versa, that's bearish. But I wouldn't use that as a trade signal or anything. But if you go back on the charts, you can see that generally works out. The problem is you're having to do wide moves like this here, for instance. Right, you have your 21 crossing the 100, that's bearish. That occurs when prices are way down here. So let's say you enter short, you have to hold for this whole pullback before eventually getting a new low. And that's usually what happens with EMA crosses. They're a little bit lagging. So you're usually going to get a big pullback. And then like right here, I would have gone the opposite. You know, you would have entered around here somewhere and may not have gotten out before it dropped. Here again, we have the cross. We're entering at the very low of the move. So you will likely have to endure a big pullback if it eventually goes lower. So no, I don't really like playing EMA crosses. I think a lot of other folks would probably trade, like not the 21 and 100 cross, but you know, like a 3-8 cross or something, or a 9 and 21 cross. Might be a little bit more reliable short term. Both the ES and the NAS, we got a nice move down. Nice looking channel. See if we can get a pullback and a second entry short side. The EMA is following our channel quite nicely here. Pullback, second entry, try to take it. Do want to keep in mind though, we have the low, the overnight low right here. We don't want to go short directly into that, but if we can pull back here, we should have plenty of room. There's our first entry short. Looks like it's going to move too far down. We don't want to see a new low yet, but that looks like that might happen. Yep, no setup there. The first entry to a new low. I think we are now below. We're close to that overnight low here. Right on it. We will see if this overnight low offers some support, and maybe we head back up in kind of a range, or we'll blow past this level and continue bearishness. Doesn't look like we're going to blow past it. Already seeing some signs of support here. Nasdaq is actually below its overnight low, looking more bearish. This is a little crazy, but what if we had something? This is kind of a no trade zone here. We're at the overnight low. So you definitely don't want to go short right into a major level like that. But also, action has been quite bearish the last 20 minutes. So it doesn't feel right to go long either. Good spot on the chart to just hold off for a little bit, wait for some more bars. It will give us some more information about what trade would be high probability to take. Might get a little channel going here. Definitely have a channel like that on the Nasdaq. So we'll see how far that can take us. I think the only setup I would consider at this point Could be a long trade. We can get above the EMA and really confirm a bullish channel, and then a second entry long. It's possible. I'm sure some people probably have a wider channel like this and still expecting a low, but don't think that's... Yeah, I don't think it's probably a good idea to view it that way, because we are at this key level and we haven't blown past it. It does look like some support is forming. Plus, there's no action at the bottom of the channel to firm it. So I do think we have a break and new low of this channel, and we just need to let the bullish correction play out here. Kind of quiet in the chat. Hope everyone's good. It's quiet. That either means people are waiting or maybe some folks are in a hole taking some of those solid medium to low probability trades. I hope it's the first. I hope people are just chilling. Hey Rasta, thanks for speaking up. Glad to hear you're good. Got that workflow going on. I love it. Megan, I agree. No really good setups today. Had that one area that looked really nice. Actually, two areas. There was right here, right around the open. You had that second entry long. Didn't quite set up right. Wasn't touching the EMA, but had some really good momentum. Could have taken a engulfing entry. You're into that. That was one good setup, and then this was a great context here. It just never appeared. Had this channel working up, had a break, expecting a new high. Things got choppy, and then it was the news that finally took us over. Those are the two solid areas of interest. This would have been a great second entry short if it formed, but we just dropped on down after the first entry. But at least price action is playing out nicely. There hasn't been any unexpected moves or anything like that. Everything is playing out quite nice according to price action rules. All channels are playing out with a break in new extreme. Code asks, do you think we'll break these lows? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's very possible. Zooming out, I think we already got a measured move of that downtrend, so, oh no, never did. So maybe we go down to that level. I don't know. No larger predictions for the day, just following the immediate channels. Right now, I just think we need to get probably one more push above here, and then maybe we head down towards a new low. We'll just see how this bullish correction plays out. The Nasdaq, it's looking a lot stronger. We do have a break and new high on the Nasdaq now, so we could start to get a correction, but this was a pretty strong move here. Looked pretty nice. That makes me think that a new low is not gonna happen on the Nasdaq. Here's that push up that we were expecting. Nice, Rules. Glad to hear it. Got a Nasdaq short for 500 on the day. Solid. Took another 6 accounts on Apex, so trading well. Are those funded accounts now, Rules? Still evals. Okay. We'll get there. Take her slow. Thank you, Rules. I appreciate that. Glad you got the discount, and appreciate you supporting me in that way as well. Took all 7 evals. 450 on the day. Yep. A solid day right there. Alright, I got this uptrend still working. And confirmed nicely on the bottom. Nicely on the top as well. So if we can get a second entry long and the EMA holds, I might have to consider that. The Nasdaq looking quite strong. Look at this move. Definitely would like a second entry long on the Nasdaq. That's Got some serious momentum there. Possible overshoot of our channel. It's like we're going to shoot up to a new high here, but hopefully we can get a second entry long. This trend is looking nice. EMA is holding. See if we can get a pullback and get our setup. Alright, new high, so forget that setup. Same deal on the Nasdaq. Got a break of the channel. High, no setup. Not even a pullback to the EMA. Well, I guess we don't have a... This isn't played out on the ES yet. We're still within the channel. So we still could get a setup. Still holding here. EMA still holding. We don't have our break a new high. The Nasdaq does. Testing the top of the channel again here. Okay, let's see if we can get a setup. We got a pullback coming. Only hesitation I would have is that the Nasdaq again has already, the uptrend has already played out with a break a new high. I won't let that keep me from a trade if it sets up nice, but just something to consider that we're expecting the Nasdaq to correct here. Although it was really strong as far as the trend goes. So there could be like a wider pattern for us. Anyway, we got to pull back here. We want to see a second entry long, as always. Close to the EMA. All we have is a pullback. We don't even have first entry yet. When we do, it'll look like this. First entry pullback, second entry. That is the pattern. Context is right. Coming off of the low. No signs that that's going to break. Have this nice confirmed uptrend. As long as we are in this uptrend, we are only thinking about buying. It looks like we are going to maybe hit a new high again of this uptrend and not have a setup yet. Nasdaq continue may be able to widen either A, widen this. Doesn't look great. B, do we have a secondary starting to here? And along these lines. If I can match the highs. Something like that. We'll see what happens there. Over on the ES, we do have our first entry. This would be the second entry here. But this all kind of looks like one move down. Doesn't really look like two legs. I don't like that. We're not really at the EMA either. Could easily get ticked out. Goes another high. Still in the trend, so we can still play along. Hasn't played out yet. We're just waiting for the right combination of bars here. Possible overshoot of our channel here. Same on the Nasdaq, possible overshoot. Right here. Right here. So far in ES, it is acting like an overshoot. After an overshoot, we do expect a correction, sometimes even a reversal. So with an overshoot, we do need to be a bit cautious about long trades at this point. That can often be the sign of a buying climax. Yeah, I do have kind of a spike in channel formation on the Nasdaq toad. It's definitely what I'm playing. But we do have an overshoot of it here, so same deal. Got to be cautious of a correction or a reversal here. And let's draw that correction channel. Price action just working, man. A trend held until we got that overshoot, and now we're reversing. That's exactly what we would expect to happen. Yeah, much better than yesterday for sure. No setups really, but man, I love it when at least the price action is behaving in a normal way, when we can easily predict what's going to happen next. It's always a great sign, and usually means that there will be a setup that will be pretty straightforward, pretty easy to read. We just need to be patient for it. I'm going to draw that short-term channel here on the Nasdaq as well. Now, because we're coming off the overshoot, I probably won't play. I probably won't play a second entry long. I mean, if it looks beautiful, I'll have to take it, but the safer move would be to wait for a higher low confirmation. Because even though we do have an overshoot, right, we expect a correction, which is what we got. But we could also still get a new high of this uptrend here. This is our break of the upper trend. Still could get a new high, even though we're coming off overshoot. So that could still happen price action wise. The overshoot gives us caution, and so it does need to set up really well, or we just wait on the higher low confirmation of it. This is the first entry. Not had the second pullback yet, so this is all still the first entry. We're watching to see prices go below previous bar. Once that happens, then we can start looking for the second entry. So far, this is all just the first entry. We haven't made a lower low yet. Watch this bar. Once it ticks lower, then we'll have our second pullback. the Nasdaq as well. We are still on the first entry. Pull back here, first entry, and no bar since has gone below the previous bar. Back on ES, it looks like this first entry might take us right to a new high. And on the Nasdaq, you can see we do have the new high. So price action still playing out nice. We had this big spike up, the secondary channel, the overshoot, so we had to be cautious of a correction. It happened. But then we also had a break right here, this channel, expecting a new high. There it is. Price action playing out wonderfully. Yes, we are also waiting on the new high. Hasn't quite happened yet. Toad's new name is going to be the first entry century. I dig it. I dig it. You should just go back in the day and look at all the first entries. See what would have happened. I think a better name for Toad, if we're gonna go that route, would just be button clicker. My style of trading, clicking buttons, baby. Get in positions all the time. Button clicking trading. Okay, so here's finally our pullback on the ES. You can see right here was the first time that a bar went below the previous bar. This would be our second entry. We still haven't made a new high, so it's tradable, but we're not touching the EMA. And we don't have a lot of room to get out before the high. So it's a good skip. But maybe we'll continue to pull back here and it'll set up a little bit nicer. On the Nasdaq, I'm considering maybe this wider secondary channel. Seems to fit pretty nice. See if that gets confirmed. Dang, look at this bar. There's our second entry. Of course, cannot trade it. But if you're still learning how to count entries, it's a good visual lesson here. Pull back. And the first time a bar goes higher than the previous is when our first entry occurs, which is right here. There's our first entry. We're waiting for a bar to go lower, give us our second pullback, and that happens right here. We pull back, And then anytime a bar after that goes higher than the previous bar, that is our second entry. That happens right here. As you can see, went higher than the previous bar. There you go. Not tradable, but that's definitely the pattern. Now we do have the new high on ES. Channel up, break, new high. We will see if we get a correction, and we need to let any sort of bearish correction play out before we can consider taking a long again. And we might get a nice bearish channel and get a short. So whenever you have a break a new high, it's a time to reassess, figure out what the market is going to do, and wait for some more information that will let us know what the most high probability movement is going to be. The NAS pulling back, where we will see if this wider channel has any sort of validity. Don't expect it to be honest. We already have a break a new high of our shorter channel, as does the S&P 500, so yeah, but got it up there just in case. You never know. This secondary channel holds. I can consider a second entry. Moment of truth here on the Nasdaq. We're riding the bottom of that channel right now. Looks like it's gonna drop. Oh, the wider one didn't play out. Again, kind of what I was expecting. So, yep, looks like we're in for a bearish correction here on the Nasdaq as well as the ES. Need to let that play out or develop. If it plays out and we push above the EMA, we can look for longs again. Or if it turns into a wider, stronger bearish channel, then we can look for a short. So on these kind of mixed trading days like we have, when we're going up and down, there's no one clear trend for the day. Got to be nimble. You can take trades on both sides of the market. You just have to make sure that you're currently within a trend and it's respecting the EMA on whatever side, and then you can feel confident in a trade. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it for me on the stream. But we should be posting some updates on Twitter. Post the chart and kind of where we're at, any potential setups. So follow me there if you're not already. And yeah, it's been a good morning, y'all. Nice, easy to follow price action. This just has not set up quite right for an actual trade, but that's the name of the game. Got to wait until all the stars align and can ensure a high probability of success. So hope everyone has a great day, trade safe, and I will see y'all tomorrow morning. Take care.